The laughter started before I even opened the door. A thin ripple of amusement, soft, cruel, familiar. I stood in the hallway outside the attorney's conference room, fingers resting on the red folder tucked beneath my arm. The same folder they used to mock when I was a kid. Color of tantrums, my mother used to say. Today it felt heavier, almost alive. The attorney's assistant glanced at me, then at the seal on the folder, and something shifted in her expression. Not fear, recognition. That was my first warning. The second came when my father's laughter stopped the moment he saw me, as if someone pressed a mute button on his soul. My mother followed, her smirk thinning into a straight line. "You actually came," she whispered. "With your little props." I didn't answer. My voice had been silent all morning, coiled tight like wire inside my throat. The attorney gestured for me to sit. Everyone expected me to fold, to beg, to accept the crumbs from a will none of us had read yet. But Grandma knew what she left behind, and she knew exactly who would be terrified to see it. The attorney began reading the will, his voice steady, until he reached the final addendum. The sealed addendum, the one addressed to me. His fingers trembled slightly as I placed the red folder on the table. When he saw the seal, her seal, his face drained of color. Then he stood and called security. That was when my parents stopped breathing. I suppose the betrayal didn't start today. It began months ago, on a night so quiet I could hear the ice settling inside my glass. A message pinged on Grandma's old phone, one she had asked me to hold for her, in case something happened. The message was from my father, a single line. "She suspects. Handle it." I stared at those words, confusion turning slow and acidic. Suspects what? Handle what? I scrolled up. More messages. Months of them. Conversations about bank transfers. Hidden accounts. Documents she refused to let go of. I should have stopped. I didn't. I read everything. Every threat. Every warning. Every confirmation that the parents I defended all my life were planning something that involved silencing the only person who ever protected me. I told myself I misunderstood. I told myself families fight. I told myself anything to avoid the truth tightening around my ribs like rope. But Grandma had already planned for my denial. The next weeks passed in silence. My silence. Their smiles grew softer, kinder, almost relieved. I played along, ate a dinner, watched TV, laughed when expected. Inside, I was cataloging every detail. Grandma's phone records, her handwritten notes hidden in recipe books, the fragments she left tucked into places only I would think to look. She must have known I'd find them. I got the DNA test, too, because one of her notes told me to. It said, "Don't believe their story. Blood proves more than words." The results arrived 3 days before she died. I didn't confront them. Not then, not yet. Knowing the truth was one thing. Watching them unravel under it was something else entirely. The attorney steps closer to my parents now. Red folder still untouched on the table. Security stands by the door. My mother reaches for the folder, but he stops her with a single look. "That seal," he says quietly, "was given only to one person, her witness. Her executor in the event of foul play." The room freezes. My father shifts in his chair, something sour rising off his skin. "Foul play?" he repeats. I open the folder. Inside are Grandma's letters, the bank fraud documents, the forged signatures, the audio recordings she made, the DNA results proving I'm not their biological child. Because they arranged the adoption illegally, laundering the money through her trust. My grandmother documented everything. I slide the first page across the table toward them. My mother's breath shatters. My father's jaw drops, but he can't form a word. I watch them both, the way someone watches a building they always knew would collapse. Slow, heavy, inevitable. "You thought I came for the house," I say, voice steady. "I came for the truth." My father lunges for the documents, but security intercepts him. My mother reaches toward me instead, whispering my name like a plea, as if the word could erase the last 6 months. It can't. Not anymore. When the police arrive, I stand. The attorney guides them to the evidence, detailing Grandma's instructions. My parents sit pale and shrinking, their world closing in like a tightening fist. I walk past them. My mother grabs my wrist, weakly. "Please," she whispers. I look down, emotionless. "You should have handled it better," I reply. Her face breaks. Outside, the air feels colder, cleaner. The sun is low, sharp like a blade against the horizon. I don't feel relief or triumph, just clarity. A strange, steady quiet. Some truths aren't meant to heal. They're meant to free. I walk away from the building without looking back. And for the first time in my life, their laughter can't touch me.